Okay. So, I should be back up and running. So, welcome YouTube to my live broadcast of base attachments, which I am going to be pretty much working on the episode to get this ready to actually export here relatively soon. Now, as you can see on the screen there, I am about halfway done with this. Let's see here. And then, let's see here. As you can see right there on the screen there, the yellow spot right there is where I'm currently at with the video. There is a few spots here and there that aren't animated because they require other scenes, and then there's others that require me to do a little bit of a slight editing. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to jump in. I'll show you what I got down so far and let you all see a preview of episode 1 of Base Attachments, which is titled the pilot episode, because every first episode requires it to be titled as pilot for most series. So this is sort of my throw out there for you guys. The people that I worked with in order to get this were amazing. They did a fantastic job voicing. Granted that there is a few parts that I didn't get casted out. Hopefully, as the show continues on, we can be able to make the show a little bit more lively with more different actors, more action, as it goes on. I currently have scripted out on paper about 7 episodes, so as soon as I get the episodes all typed out, I should be able to continue on with that, and we can hopefully go from there. So let's go ahead and I'll show you what I got down so far for animation. The first 2 are just the intro to telling the story. Where we really start the story will be right about, I'd say right about here. Because this is where you actually get to meet, in my version, there's no color teams. So there's no red, there's no blue. They're just 2 teams. One's called 3-6 Alpha, and the other one is called 7 Fox Delta. If you did want to kind of compare them into color variants, 3-6 Alpha will be considered as like the red team, while 7 Fox Delta is like the blue team. I was trying to go with my version. And it does have that red versus blue feel to it, and I'm hoping to throw some other humor into it to give it more of a different aspect to it. So I won't have too many. Hopefully, I'm just gonna try to stay away from making it look like red versus blue as I can. But I mean, granted, it's a comedy, Halo characters. It's bound to blend in, but I did throw some Easter eggs. Some people actually had helped me try to do some Easter eggs for this, so I'm going to give you a look at what the first team looks like, and then hopefully you guys will enjoy the preview that I show you so far, and then we'll get to working on to 7 Fox Delta's team. So without further ado, here we go.
Well, I was going to say Rodriguez, but that works too.
Shit! Come on! How hard is it to throw a damn grenade 50 feet? Oh, for the love of God! Really? 4 in the damn morning!
Now the walking animation took me forever to do because I had to learn from scratch how to move the character.
What's up? You woke me up, you dumbass! It's 4 in the damn morning!
Jeez, you're acting like it's a big deal.
It is a big deal! Right now I should be asleep, because when it hits 6 a.m., I need to get in touch with Command and go over mission briefings!
Oh, listen, Phil, the way I see it, if Mike doesn't wake up, everything is fine.
You are the stupidest, retarded, brain-dead monkey I have ever met.
And you're a total dick. We get it.
Listen, you idiot. Mike has narcolepsy. He wouldn't be able to hear you if the whole damn world was ending.
Then why doesn't he just get some hearing aids?
Unbelievable! He is not deaf, you stupid bastard! He has narcolepsy, meaning he falls asleep at any given time.
Wait, really? Why the hell do we have a guy that can fall asleep at any time?
I don't know. Why is it that we have a brain-dead monkey on our team?
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
What? Compliment? You know what? Just forget it. Do me a favor and quit wasting our grenades. If you're going to be using them, at least throw them at the enemy.
It sounds like a lot of work. You know...
No frickin' way!
Oh, come on! Why not?
Because you're still on probation from ever using it.
But it's a sniper rifle.
That you used to kill a guy.
So? That's what they're made for.
By killing a man on your own team?
And it was an accident?
How was shooting someone in the back 27 times an accident?
Because it was. And besides, you weren't even there.
Oh, how about explaining what actually went down?
Hey, stupid! Well...
Okay, so, thanks for joining in. This right here is pretty much my own machinima version of a series that I'm going to be working on my YouTube channel. It's called Base Attachments, and it's basically just almost like a spin-off of Red vs. Blue. It's got its own characters. It's got a lot of Easter eggs because on the account that I'm a very big Red vs. Blue fan. But this right here, it's taken me almost 3 years to try to piece this all together on the account that I'm trying to work with the animation, with finger moving, footsteps, movements, positions, characters, the works. And this right here is my very first pilot episode that I'm currently piecing together. And this will be out here sooner than I can possibly try to get this done. So I do thank you. It is cool. I have worked a lot on this, and we're trying to get the characters down right. So far, this is just Team 1, as you can see. This scene right here, where it's just about to play, is just the sergeant. That it's like a flashback. I try to input a lot of Family Guy stuff, so we're gonna go ahead and sort of skip this, and I'm gonna sort of get into the other team. That way, I'm sort of introducing a little bit of fragments of what we got for shows, and then what we're gonna be doing after I show a little bit of the other team is I'm gonna be starting to doing some editing, so that way you guys can see how I go through. I do my editing. You get to see bits and parts of the pieces, some good insight into the show before it actually comes out, so you can actually see what's to come. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go and play the other team. We're going to skip this sort of part right here, and then we're going to get into that. So let's go ahead and jump to right here.
Morning. We're trying to sleep.
Jason, you said we were going to be training.
Billy, when I said we were going to be training, what I meant by it was for me to find a way to kill, maim, injure, murder, and destroy you for my own amusement.
Wait a minute. Isn't killing and murdering the same thing? And also, if this is training, I could so think of a million different ways to use this tank.
And that's why I have to kill you.
Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, 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 crap!
Hold still so I can run your ass over.
Never!
What the hell?
hell is going on out here?
Squeeze me!
Oh, for the love of God. Jason, what the hell, man? I specifically told you, do not touch the tank. And what do? You touch it anyway.
I don't remember you saying that.
I told you yesterday.
Wait, was it during the mission briefing? Because I sort of mute my helmet when we do those.
Did you at least see the signs?
There were signs?
Yes. Yes, there was.
I would like to say, I see the signs, and they were very well made.
Thank you, Private Billy.
Kiss ass.
Okay, Jason, out of the tank.
What? Why?
I didn't want anyone using the tank. It's been acting a little wonky. So that's why I placed all those signs.
Oh, the tank's fine. I've been driving.
And then that's pretty much what I got down so far for Blue Team. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and sort of work off from this spot on in order to add the characters. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get towards the ending part here because I want you all to sort of see what's to come. I tried to at least try to make it funny enough for people to actually get the gags in that. If there's one thing that I am good at, it's scripting a comedy, and this script right here, I try to pull all the stops, all the pissed off moods that each character would have. Especially when you start getting later on, just like in any army, in any military outpost, you always get new guys, and towards the end you'll actually get to see a new guy. But the real twist is what comes in episode 2, and then when episode 2 comes out, everybody will actually understand a little bit more of what kind of dark humor I'm trying to go with in this series, on the account that 7 Fox Delta is going to probably be the most messed up team of them all, especially when you got somebody on the team that's Billy. And Billy being the part that he is, which is almost impossible to do, he is much, 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 much more dumber than Caboose. There's no way of doing that to make somebody worse than Caboose for Red vs. Blue, but this guy his brain is literally rocks. So I try to make him as stupid as I can, so hopefully you all get to enjoy that. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go in, I'm going to go ahead and edit onto 7 Fox Delta scene. You get to see a little bit of it. Granted, I probably may not speak on a few parts because I will probably be concentrating on with the movements, with the lip syncing, and because there's no helmets, thankfully I won't have to mess with any lips. But it's a Halo character, and you gotta end up moving. His body language has to match up with what he's doing. That goes for almost any show, and I mean Red vs. Blue does a fantastic job at matching body language with actual speeches, and just try to get onto their level. Just by myself working on this and having just the help of all the people that have been voicing these characters, it's just fantastic. So we're gonna go ahead. We're just gonna get started here, and I may end up letting you know of certain things that I do to end up doing this. So first off, we're gonna move this here because this is everything that I'm gonna require to move my characters. And as you can see, the bar, there's a lot of materials here. The good thing is I won't have to mess with the materials from here all the way down to where the character's name is. I got Ken, Billy, these are the name of the characters that I have. Ken, Billy, I have Mike, Jack, Phil. Billy's in there twice because I sort of screwed up the original model before. So I had to make a fresher, more T-version model setup for him. So, and Ken's in there twice as well because, you know, his T-version is kind of like that as well. And sometimes because with all the materials, I got the whole not responding thing up here, so it'll take it a moment to refresh itself. So Ken's gone, so we can actually get back into the scene. So right here,
Yes, Jason, out of the tank. Why? Didn't use that goal. So that makes no sense. Okay.
we're gonna go ahead and move that tank some more. Because he's using the turret to talk, so we're gonna make him talk.
Oh, the tank's fine. I've been driving it this whole time. Oh, the tank's fine. I've been driving it this whole time.
Alright, and then we move on to the next one. The tanks are the relatively easy scenes here.
Then you get to
Alright, body, legs, and arms. I have to click there, so that way I set the tab, so we can be able to work on there. And just little ever so slight movements.
all right.
Alright, so click on there. Move that in. Oh yeah, it's always fantastic to actually see the step by step on how stuff is actually done. When I got this program at first, the only thing that I only knew how to do was, oh, okay, I just move the arms and all that. Well, yeah, it was basic, simple just to move the arms. But when you end up having something like this right here, where you can actually move his pelvis, his spine, his neck, well, I had to set this all up with an auto rig. And the auto rig definitely helps out everything in this. If not, then everybody in this entire scene would be moving like a robot. And that's how, when I first started out, stuff was moving like it was a robot. That's why I kind of been off on this for about 3 years, trying to watch how-to videos, how to increase my stuff, and it has really improved a lot. I can make people walk downstairs. I can make people pick up guns. In this case, I could make somebody run away from a killer tank. Or have a decent conversation, have someone walk up. It's just a lot of work goes into it, and a lot of patience too. But if you do it right, then it pays off at the end. I mean, you get stuff like, you get good animation shows, good music videos. In my case, I like doing series. I would like to do a series. I have this one, and I have my Undertale's one that I'm working on as well, and I'm working on episode 2. When something happened to the program and it reset everything, so I had to start all the way back from scratch. So now that I got a little bit caught up in that, I'll actually be having this series, and then I'll be having my Undertale's episode 2 following out after that. So we got that all set up. And then with this one here, all I have to do is script this out, get in contact with the my original actors, And the best thing is they're all still willing to continue on with a series like this. So that's what I'm really glad about, is having people that are willing to stick around, do something like this that will eventually get big. And that's what I look forward to. This is what I love doing. I mean, it's just with how everything goes, it's a lot of work.
All right.
And every little movement has its own little action.
All right.
If it looks like he moves a little slow, then the only other thing I can do in order to improve that is just grab the markers and just bring them on in.
All right. Fine. All right, fine. Then you get fine. Then you get to pay for gas the next drop.
Now, for doing scenes like this, I know it's going to get a little annoying sometimes because I got a lot of hands on the hips sort of thing for these characters. The only reason is because like I mentioned before, I am still learning how to do for hand movements. I don't focus on people in real life that much to understand for conversation wise to actually get the whole hand gesture movements and all that. So with bulky armor, this is probably going to be the best that I can do, but I mean, nonetheless, it's the whole action that you get from this. I could kind of understand that for my animation, it's going to be a little bit, rough. That's the best way I can say it. It's going to be a little rough.
Gas the next drop. Drop.
That can stay. And so that way, when you got this...
Alright, fine. Then you get to pay for gas in the next drop.
Okay, now his head just did a little bit of a sharp jerk right there. Bring that up a little bit.
Alright, fine. Then you get to pay for gas in the next drop.
There we go. And then we just move on to that right hand, which will be the fingers. Now I'm just gonna pull that in so that way we can see what we got here. That's all his fingers right there. I mean, you can see him. It'll be 3 digits on each finger there. So you got his thumb, his pointer finger, middle finger, all that. So when you actually do it, I like to work with it with the circle wheel right here, because you can be able to move like his fingers in any which direction. But in this case, when you do something like this, you're going to end up doing this. And it's going to be a moment because the computer's trying to recognize the process this is taking. Alright, so deselect his thumb right there, because if you move his fingers and all that, his thumb is going to just go in opposite direction there. So you want to work with these fingers here. And the blue is sometimes the X rotation. So when you grab it, you can make him open and close his hands. Don't do it too much, because what that's going to do is his fingers will actually stretch and he'll end up having elongated fingers like Slender Man. So you don't want to do that. So in this case, he's going to close his hand while he lifts it up, and then he's going to open it.
Fine.
And then right there is where he closes his fingers. And then you want to select this right here for his pointer finger that he's getting ready to point. And then you just work with his thumb to close his thumb. And then same process with this.
Fine. Then you.
And when you end up doing everything from the beginning right there, then all you have to do is click this, copy that,
Then you get to pepper gas next.
and then when he gets to about here, this is when you want to have his hands open up, and then you just want to, oh, it didn't do that for the other two. Select these two because it didn't take it. Control, paste, there. That way his full fingers open and close. And then what you want to do is select this all the way up to here, so that way all the fingers are selected. Click on this one, copy, and then right about here, before he brings it in, just hit paste. So that way, his pointer finger sticks open. So that way he's still doing the point process. That way his fingers don't close while he's still pointing. Now, when you see something like this right here, well, that means it's going to rapidly close right at this point, and I don't want that. So what you want to do is grab this. You'll sometimes see these. These will also help too if you move those inwards, but I'm just going to simply just grab this and pull it back a little bit, and that's going to eliminate that stretch. So that way you get a scene like this.
Alright, fine. Then you get to pay for gas in the next drop.
Alright. Now comes the worst, painful part of this episode right here. Because I gotta make it where Jason, who is in this tank, not really, but I gotta make it where he comes out of the tank and then stands right here in front. But we're not going to do the whole, he's going to come around the tank right here. When he comes out, I'm going to try to see if I can get him to sort of do a fake come out of the tank and then land right here in front. So we're going to be working that out. So we got Ken. Oh, and before I skip off of Ken right there, I got to select him, go to this bar here, and then right in this selection for procedurals, I gotta come down here and grab this bar here for smooth. And as you can see at the bottom right there, everything's all lit up in the orange. I want to pull that bar over, and that smooths out Ken's movements. And what that does is it eliminates everything from jerkiness to him on some key points, like if he acts like a robot or anything. That eliminates all of that. So once I do that a few times, go back to the main clip pull this back, because if you play it right here after doing that, everything's going to be all glitchy and blocky. So you want to go back 2 spaces and then hit play.
Fine.
Oh, the tank's fine. I've been driving it this whole time.
Alright, fine. Then you get to pay for gas in the next drop.
Now for that right there, that actually smoothed out a lot of stuff for him. The only thing I noticed was that his neck was a little bit rusty right there, but I mean we can let that slide for the moment. I'll be going through and probably doing some. Hey, you know what? Well, we might as well just grab that right now. I don't think it was that bad.
Next drop.
Well, I don't think.
You get to pay for gas in the next drop.
I think that's fine. We can let that slide. Now comes Jason in the tank. And we're gonna delete this, delete that, that, and that. So that way all we have is just him staring.
I'm out of the fucking tank.
Alright. Right there is where he exit out of the tank. So now we just gotta go and find Jason's model, which is here. And the reason why there's a lock right there is because I tried tying his body with the tank and it didn't take. So we won't have to really worry about that. So, but he is in a good position where he's sitting, so we're gonna go ahead and let's see, drag him over. He's gonna be sitting kind of weird because he's gonna look like that. And I'm almost certain the tank doesn't have a hatch, so just to make it sure we're working with it, I'm gonna bring him all the way down at the bottom here. That's what I'm working with, is these two. So that's a tread, haul, and that's not gonna be it because I was thinking there might have been a hatch, but I don't think there is one. That's for the gun. So when you move something, hit Control Z to undo that. I could do it like that, but the tank doesn't really do that. So I don't think there is really much in the way what we can do there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we can sort of fake Jason coming out of the tank.
I'm out of the fucking tank.
Now he says that, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna blade this clip. And then what that does is it makes 2 clips and it separates that out. So now I'm able to have these 2 in the same position, so that way I could be able to work that out and have it where one he comes out of the tank and the other one he's still in the tank. So this one we are going to vanish Jason. And
I'm out of the I'm out of the fucking tank. Tank. I'm out of the fucking tank. Tank.
and And then control, copy, and paste. Because that's where it's going to end. And you're going to get something like this. That's what's going to mess up. So once you click there, I'm going to highlight all of this. Click the movement. Try my best to move that there. So now,
I'm out of the fucking tank.
I don't need that one right there. That's gonna screw me over.
I'm out of the fucking tank.
There we go. So, we're gonna probably gotta wait until the process is all done moving, not responding. So it's because there's a lot of stuff that's in this that's making it. Oh, and always frequently file save it, because this does crash and you always want to save your work. I've learned that the hard way. 3 hours of work down the drain because you don't save. Always happens. Alright, so what we're going to do is, because he just did that movement, I probably am going to blade right here again. Click. And then remove Jason and this one. So,
I'm out of the fucking tank.
there we go. That way, right here, we're going to go to camera. Go into this movement here. That way you have free roam of the camera. This is 7 Fox Delta's base. And the old blood gulch setting. We got over here 3-6 Alpha's base. They all have their own communicator. Phil, who runs this base, is very, very paranoid. So they don't have a big as base as what the other team has, but Phil is very protective on his side. So that's where you got all of this right here. So that's Phil. He's the leader of 3-6 Alpha. We got Jack, who you've already seen. He's forbidden to ever use a sniper rifle on the account that he has killed his commanding officer during basic training with a sniper rifle. This guy right here is Mike. He is the smartest person in this entire series, like in the known universe for this. He is a walking human calculator. He is by far, the best technical terms is he's like 5 Albert Einsteins mashed into one body. So he's super smart. But there's a drawback for him being so smart. It's because what he has is narcolepsy, and narcolepsy is a tendency to sort of fall asleep. Because it's a symptom right there. I don't know what the full dictionary term of it would be, but for my character wise, it's the worst case of narcolepsy anyone can have. For Mike, he falls because of him having such a high intelligence level. He falls asleep at any time. So if it's during battle, he might end up falling asleep in the middle of battle. Or while he's driving someone to a location, he'll probably fall asleep. It's just, it's at random and no one knows when it's gonna happen. So that's the only drawback for being with Mike being so smart is, with the whole he can fall asleep at any time. Now there is one character that you will actually eventually hear at the end of this series, and then you will probably get to see him on episode 5, which is this location right here. Now this location does look kind of sort of, how the technical term, Frankenstein together. But what I tried to do was I tried to make a transport site. This is sort of an area where, shipments and stuff gets flown in for like medical supplies, everything. And the person who runs this area up here is, his name is Bubba J. Bubba J Jr. is his name. And he's not like the Jeff Dunham puppet guy. This guy is literally a redneck that lives on a helipad. And what I tried to do was, in order to make him into a full-blown redneck, is that he's not only does he fly the plane here, but he also lives up here watching NASCAR. And the guy who I have voicing him does an amazing job on how he sounds, which actually, believe it or not, I could probably play that last little bit scene right there, so that way you can get an idea of what he sounds like. You just gotta wait until the whole thing sort of finishes loading up. And probably gonna switch to my work thing, because that way we'll be able to sit here and then you can understand what's going on here. Now,
Delta, come back! This is 7 Fox Delta!
You're a very mean person.
Shut up, Billy. Don't ruin this moment for me.
Oh, what in the hell? It's 4 in the damn morning, people. Others are trying to get some sleep.
that would be Bubba. And Bubba, he has a very unique backstory, and that backstory is actually explained in episode 5. And when you get to hear it and actually understand why we have a person like that in this series, it just throws all logic and knowledge out the window to understand why this guy is here. Why does he live in an RV? Why is he watching NASCAR on an alien planet? And everything is just, it's all explained. And I even tried putting the whole, hey, he's got a little power cable even coming out of here in order to run the TV. So he's got everything. He's got a big ass antenna. He's got his own little helipad. He actually flies his Hornet. His one unique qualification for him being a pilot is he used to be a crop duster. And if you're on an alien world and you understand he's a crop duster, how did a crop duster end up becoming a pilot for a UNSC Army? But like I said, episode 5, everything will be explained into that. So we're going to go ahead and continue with the camera movement. And we got to go back into this scene here. And back to 7 Fox Delta. And we're going to have it where Jason is going to land right here. So we're going to end up moving the camera about foot level, so that way we can show that he got out of the tank, and he will be introduced here. So what we're going to do is, on this one, we're going to go ahead and minimize the tank, find Jason. Make sure that that's the model I want, which it is. Copy this one. Say yes. Go back. Find the part where he's climbing out of the tank, which is here. And we're going to get rid of that one, and then we're going to paste this. So we should have his feet right there, which is awesome, because that's where he's going to be standing on the next scene where he's going to be talking. So once you do all that, click, find Jason, and then we are going to work backwards. Find his body, preferably just mess with his body and his legs. So right about here is when he lands. So once you do that, find this, we'll go into the camera view, fly all the way back down over here. We're not going to worry about his hands because we're only focusing on his feet right here. And then we're going to squat him a little bit because that's what's going to lead to him standing up. Probably forward because he's going to stand back. Pull that forward. And then bring that up. Pull this back. Bring that up again. And then grab his legs. Move that. Same thing with this one. Move that. And then move that up. It may look horrible right there, but what you're going to end up seeing is as soon as everything needs to get all loaded up, okay, so that needs to increase more. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here, bring those down, move that closer. Same with this. All right, and then that means we gotta end up bringing that over. We're gonna make a delay. Right foot lands earlier, so we're gonna move that back to about there, move that about there, so we see this. Right about there. That's better. So now we got a scene like this.
Tank.
So now, because I originally want to have it where it shows him getting out of the tank, but this tank in particular does not have an openable hatch, and that right there would have probably took me about a good decent hour and a half to do all the movements of that. So with this, it's sort of a shortcut to, hey, guess what? You know, he got out of the tank. Granted, you don't see him get out of the tank, but you see him land in front of it. And where he lands in front of it is also the same spot where he lands to talk to him right there. So, and then in this scene here, obviously, we got to get rid of the other Scorpion tank. So we're going to get rid of that one. So, now...
Don't tell me. It's about Billy again, isn't it?
Freaking Billy!
What do you do now?
What hasn't he done? First, he put shaving cream in my helmet. That was 2 days ago. Next, we have to deal with this freaking night terror thing.
But you guys know I'm afraid of the dark. That's why I need a nightlight.
Yes, but do you really need to turn on all your LEDs on your suit to sleep?
So we got that. We're going to try to see if I can get to at least that part right there. So...
Don't tell me.
And Billy is kind of moving a little twitchy right there, so we're going to click here, click there, find Billy, number 2, and smooth him out some more.
Don't tell me. It's about Billy again, isn't it?
Freak!
There we go. And then we work we can. Whoop, whoop. Alright, and where we left off with Ken, his hands were sort of on his hip. Alright, then we click on the legs, the arms, and the body, and then we make a marker right there. Make sure we bring that back, so that way it's at the start of the video.
Don't tell me. Don't tell. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't Don't tell me. Don't tell me. It's a... Don't tell me. It's a... It's about Billy. It's about Billy again. Isn't it? isn't it? Don't tell me. It's about Billy again, isn't it? Billy again, isn't it? Don't tell me. It's about Billy again, isn't it?
Alright, and then we click, and punch. There we go. Click on Ken, smooth him out.
Tank.
Well, gotta give it a second because it's trying to understand that I just did the change.
Don't tell me. It's about Billy again, isn't it?
Freaking Billy!
There we go. And now we go up. We're gonna grab Jason and bring him on down.
Freaking... Freaking... Freaking Billy! Billy! Freaking Billy! Freaking Billy!
And smooth out Jason.
Isn't it?
Freaking Billy!
Don't tell me. It's about Billy again, isn't it?
Well, there it goes. It's got a process. There we go.
Freaking Billy!
I might end up just leaving it right here on the account that it's already on my time about 1 in the morning. So unfortunately for me, I have work that I have to be at for tomorrow. So this is what I have gotten so far. Thank you for joining in, trying to see how I'm doing for the video here. I really do appreciate for people that are observing what I do, enjoying what I'm doing, and also you get a sneak peek at the show that's going to be coming out soon. And from what we just worked on,
Okay, Jason, out of the tank.
What? Why?
I didn't want anyone using the tank. It's been acting a little wonky. So that's why I placed all those signs.
Oh, the tank's fine. I've been driving it this whole time.
Alright, fine. Then you get to pay for gas in the next drop.
I'm out of the fucking tank.
Don't tell me. It's about Billy again, isn't it?
Freaking Billy!
What do you...
well, there we go. So thanks for watching the video, joining in with my live session. This has been a little bit of work on the base attachments episode. The episode which I would be guessing, let's see where we're at. We are currently past the halfway mark. The halfway mark for the show was right here. We're already starting to get a little past that, and here very shortly, with the amount of stuff that I got going on in these episodes, conversation-wise, it shouldn't be that bad. I probably got like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 major movement scenes that's going to involve with a lot of piecing together for multiple characters. But other than that, it shouldn't be that hard. So until next time there, I will be seeing about doing another broadcast here, probably on Wednesday here. So you'll get to see some more movements. And on top of that, I'll be able to answer any more questions if you guys had anything about regarding with the show, or regarding any video work that I have. If you want to know some other tips about how to use the source film maker, I could try to answer as best as I can as well. So until next time, I will chat with you later, YouTube, and have a nice night.